Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Okay, this is going to be my last video to explain about the last skill for reading comprehension skills. Okay, so the last topic for our reading component would be contextual clues. Alright, so when you read a text, a reading comprehension text, it is very common for you to bump into words, some words that can be a little bit difficult for you to understand. Okay, but not to worry because most of the time the author would actually provide you some clues within the text itself for you to understand the meaning of the words. Okay, sometimes these words are a bit they can be a bit technical, they can be trend words, okay, but where you would find it to be not really familiar to you. All right, so today we're going to learn what are the clues that you can find from the text in order to help you to understand the meaning of the words. Okay, all right. So basically, when we say clues, it means hints. Okay, to give you hints that lead to the understanding. Right. So whenever you bump into difficult words, don't worry, continue reading because you will actually get the clues to understand the words. All right. So the clues may be within the same sentence or it may be within the same paragraph. Okay, because there are different kinds of clues available. So you have to figure out as you read the text. Else, okay, sometimes you can get the clue through the punctuation. For example, after a word is being mentioned, there would be comma, for example, explaining the meaning of the word. So that is actually already a clue for you. Okay, let's look at one example here. Mary retained, kept the deed to her mother's house. All right, so the word here retain is bold, all right, and then followed by a comma. Okay, as you read continuously, you will see the word kept. So that means the word retained means kept. Okay, so it's very simple, right? So when you find a difficult word, don't be frustrated. Okay, continue reading. You would actually get the clue in the next lines. Second example here, I wonder if that fruit is edible. So if you're not sure, right, edible, and then you see a comma, and then there's a definition of the word, able to be eaten. Okay, so you know that edible means something that is able to be eaten, something that you can eat. All right, okay, there are a few types of context clues. All right, so we have the first one is synonyms, antonyms, explanation, and example. Okay, so synonyms are words with the same meaning, right? Okay, words with same meaning. So in the same sentence, normally, you will be given a synonym to the word that you are looking for. Okay, the question may ask you, what does the word reflection in paragraph 2 mean? Okay, so you have to read through the lines in the paragraph. Okay, and if you're lucky, synonyms or antonyms are actually among the contextual clues that are very straightforward. Okay, as you can see in this example, reducing cholesterol has a number of beneficial results. So if the question is asking you about the meaning of beneficial, right? So you can see here, one positive outcome is reducing the risk of heart disease. So you can see the word positive. So beneficial means something that gives positive impact, right? So this is close in terms of synonym. I despise liver, but I adore steak. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the word despise, you can see the second part of the sentence, uh, through the word but, it shows contradiction, right? It shows contradiction. The next word is I adore. Okay, adore is more frequent words. Adore means love, like. So you know despise means the opposite of adore because we have the word but there, right? So the contextual clue here is synonym. Quite straightforward, right? Okay, synonym in terms of definition. Okay, sometimes within the same sentence, you are given the definition of the word. For example, most castles had high walls and were surrounded by a water-filled ditch called a moat. Okay, if you're not sure the meaning of that word, but you're already given the definition of it. Okay, so read through the lines. The Harlequin, like the circus clown, was a fool who loved to perform. So you may have heard of the word Harlequin, but you have not been sure of the meaning. So here you are given the definition, right? So it's very easy. Antonym, okay, Jerry is very clumsy, but okay, the word but shows contradiction, something in opposite. Her sister Jenny is adroit. So you may not know the meaning of adroit, but you know clumsy. Clumsy is someone uh, who is not who's not elegant in movement, macam kelang kabut, eh? Right, so you get to know the meaning of adroit. Unlike his quiet and low-key family, Brad is garrulous. So quiet, low-key, you know. So garrulous is the opposite of it because of the word unlike, right? What else? Explanation. Sometimes it is not one word, but sometimes it can be an explanation, meaning a few words. Okay. Etymology, which is the study of the origin of words, finds many teachers taking the bull by its horns when unraveling the mysteries of vocabulary studies. Okay, so you have the definition or explanation of the word etymology. So normally, explanation is the clue for technical terms, jargons, words that belong to a specific field, right? Like etymology. A biographer or one who writes about people's lives is an example of an author. So this is the explanation of the meaning of the word biographer. Okay, quite simple, right? Okay, and then there's also the use of example. Okay, maybe a word is introduced and then you are given some instances or examples to further demonstrate the meaning of the word. Okay, so always look for words like such as, for instance, for example. This will actually give you some clues to understand the meaning of the word. Example given here is, the student was suffering from anxiety. Okay, anxiety is not actually a very frequent word. Okay, it's a content word. Yeah. For example, when he first saw the test, he began to tremble. Okay, so you understand the meaning of anxiety through the example given here. What does it mean? When you first saw the test, he began to tremble. Tremble. I mean, you're feeling worried. Okay, so that's the meaning of anxiety. So here you have to be able to visualize whatever example given in the sentence. When you visualize, you know, oh, anxiety is like this. You know, when you given a test or when you sit for your speaking test, right? When you're given 2 minutes to prepare, then you start to have anxiety. Why? You're worried, you tremble. Okay. Old Mr. Riley was quite spry for his age. Daily he walked several blocks to buy a newspaper, and I often saw him working in his garden. Right? You may not know the meaning of the word spry, but through some of the examples given, okay, for example, daily, on daily basis, okay, every day he walked several blocks to buy a newspaper, and also working in his garden. Okay, so that shows, what does it tell you? Okay, that means he is quite an uh, active guy, right? He's still fit. Okay, next, Wilson put on a heavy coat, a wool scarf, several pairs of socks inside his boots, and fur-lined gloves to protect himself against the frigid weather. Okay, Now, you don't know the meaning of frigid, but with the examples given there, you know, putting on a heavy coat, wool scarf, and then socks, and then fur-lined gloves. When do you wear those things? Is it in hot weather? Is it in very wet weather? No, you know, frigid here means very cold. That's why you wear many layers of clothing. Okay. Nippers, preggers, and mule drivers envied the miners and laborers whose strength was measured in coal. So what do we know here? Okay. Nippers and preggers are not like miners and laborers. Okay. Because you can see here there are two categories of people. Right? They envied them, suggesting that their position is lower because when someone envies another person, that means the other person is of higher quality, higher, maybe higher position. Okay, so if you learn what a word does not mean, you can also figure out the meaning of it. Okay, so these are all clues. Sometimes it won't actually give you the accurate meaning of the word, but you get the sense of it, whether it is indicating something positive or negative. All right. Okay. Next, acrophobia. This is a term, right? A term. I have for all different kinds of phobia, there are many other different terms, right? So what is acrophobia? Acrophobia, or fear of heights, can make life difficult for tightrope walkers who suffer from it. So you know here, acrophobia means fear of heights. People who fear heights, they cannot, be at a high high place. Fear of heights. Bibliographies are often placed at the end of a chapter or textbook to list books in which you may find more information. Okay, so you know bibliographies are list of books. Okay, to list books in which you may find more information. All right, so these are all contextual clues that will help you to understand meanings of words. Okay? And lastly, sometimes you get words in bold or italic. Okay, so this will also give you definition or explanation about the word. The computer is being bold. And here archaeology is being italicized. Okay, and then followed by the definition of it. Okay, it's quite simple. So, a form of questions in the test, you may be asked, what does the word uh, reflection in the text mean? Okay, and then you'll be given multiple answers to choose from, A, B, C. We only have A, B, C, yeah? No D. So look at the text, look for the clues. It may be in the form of synonyms, antonyms, punctuation. Uh, it can be even examples or definition or explanation, right? So the tip is to read through all the lines when you are asked contextual clue questions. Okay, so for each text, you may be given um, one or two contextual clues questions, right? So I think that will be all for the last subtopic for reading comprehension, which is contextual clues to understand reading text, right? Thank you so much for watching. Please follow up with some of the tasks that I will upload on YouLearn. Thank you.